The way I color my extensions might actually surprise you. If you want to get a really, really ashy blonde or an ashy brown, here's Lenny. Say hi. Hi, Lenny. Or ashy brown shade like this, then you're going to want to follow my tips super closely because this is the ashiest that I've been able to ever get my extensions. Before we actually get started, I like to bundle my extensions together at the base, and I'm gonna start with green. You guys are gonna be like, green, what? Green cancels out red, and when my extensions are bleached blonde and bleached brown, it tends to be on the warmer side, and so you're gonna want some green to cancel out the red. Yay, color theory coming to save my life once again. So here are some of my extensions, bleached to about a level 6, maybe even 7, and I dunk them into my green water mixture just like that. They don't need to be in for a really long time, and the longer you leave them in the water, the more ashy or the more warmth leaves the extension. So here's a really good comparison of what's been dunked and what hasn't been dunked. Here's that more red, warm extension color that was lifted to about a level 6. You dunk it in, and it's like all the warmth vanishes. And what's weird about my hair color, my natural hair color, is that I have almost no warmth. So it's really tough to match extensions to my hair color, but this has been the closest I've ever gotten, honestly. So once they're rinsed, I like to just do a color sealer, color locker inner cream and brush that through and let them sit for about 20, 40 an hour with the treatment. Whatever your deep conditioner or your color sealer treatment says to leave it on for, follow the instructions, and you'll be good to go. Now, if you want some of these more blonde highlights, this is me dunking my more blonde highlights into the green water. And what's interesting is that this hair is a bit lighter and less warm than my brown batch. So as I'm sticking it in the water, I'm realizing that it's really not canceling as much. I need blue. So I'm taking some blue dye, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna mix the water and make like a slurry kind of situation. And make the water a bit more blue. So we're gonna get a kind of teal shade after everything's been mixed in. And that blue is really gonna help to cancel out the orange because my blonde extensions have a bit of that orange tint. They're less red, but they're definitely more on the orange side. So blue is gonna cancel out the orange, and stay really close to these because they are lighter and more blonde. They pick up on color a lot more easily, and so you don't want to overtone them unless that's what you like. I personally like to overtone my hair, so for the first week-ish, because I live in the Arizona sun and it bleaches me, I like to go a little bit more green, a little bit more blue, and it will fade to a really beautiful color. So for my blonde pieces, I actually want a root because as it grows out, I saw such a harsh stark difference between my blonde highlights and my actual roots. So I'm gonna root my blonde pieces. I have about 3 bundles of blonde pieces. I'm mixing in a 6 ash, a 4 ash, and 10 volume developer for this. This is double the developer for the color, so 1-to-2 ratio. Mix, 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 mix. I like the Wella color charm from Sally's, easy to get, works really well. And I'm doing a small batch because again, I'm just rooting my hair. So total, I don't have more than like 50 ounces mixed. It's gonna be so seamless. I literally wanna cry. It means I get to wear this a little bit longer. When my roots weren't colored blonde, I just, again, felt like it was just, like my roots and then the blonde, like it really just stuck out. So now that it's actually the color of my roots, I could probably leave this install in for 8 weeks. I'm hoping it's 8 weeks. So I'm just gonna keep doing this to my blonde bundles. Like I said, I only have about 3 blonde bundles. And then I'm combing it through just to really diffuse those lines because you don't want a harsh line. You want to make sure everything looks nice and diffused and blended in the same way that you would add color to your makeup. or your blush or your contour, you know. Then I'm going to take some more of this Color Charm Color Sealer after everything's been rinsed out. I left that color on for about 40 minutes. Then I rinsed out and I'm, you know, adding the sealer. And then I'm going to leave it to sit for about another 40 minutes just to really lock in all of that wonderful color. But once you're all rinsed out, you should have something like this. It's a nice ashy blonde. You'll have a nice ashy brown. And I really think this color is bomb for the summer. So if you try it, let me know. Love you. Bye. Bye.